is I, your boy Eric, and it is time for this year's M1 Fantasy Draft. Let's go ahead and take roll, but before I go through that, let's mention that we banned Dean Garcia from participating this year after she smoked us all last year. All right, first, Dr. Adam, how do you have hair now?
Rogaine, baby.
Dr. Kundu.
Present.
Dr. Wayne.
Hello, everyone.
Dr. Kokard. Dr. Chero.
Forgot my name.
It happens. Dr. Hauser. And oh, brother. Dr. Chambers. Now, as my longtime beer pong partner Kanye West once said, welcome, Dr. Hoffmeyer. That's not what my longtime beer pong partner once said. He says, welcome to the M1 Fantasy Draft. And these M1s are not looking great. Dr. Kundu, it was an off year for you.
Yes, these M1s are genetically inferior this year. Who let Todd Chambers back in here? We kicked him out last year. You stopped my genetic testing experiments with a completely unnecessary ethics inquiry.
That's right, I'm back. And this year, I'm here to stay. In fact, let me give you all a case.
Oh, kill me.
You see, it involves all 4 ethical principles in conflict at once. A woman was in a car accident that caused her to switch bodies with her husband. And without warning, he had to give birth.
Oh my God, shut up, John. Give it up.
Get out.
Ethics suck.
Oh my God.
Thank God.
All right, thank God. Dodged a bullet. All right, who are we thinking first?
I think that Patrick Murdy would make a great first pick for today. Like my hero Sun Tzu, that kid is not afraid to tackle a fight.
Time out. I'm sorry. That Murday kid, the guy that picked a fight with a sidewalk and ended up with a black eye? No. Hold on. If that kid can't even handle orientation week, he won't be able to handle a course load. I mean, come on, these Notre Dame kids are so soft.
I completely agree. And can I just first say that I am absolutely thrilled to be here, okay? I don't want to be cocky, but I think my confidence interval for winning this is definitely statistically significant, okay? All right. Anyways, I want to pick Sahej Samra. His MDM scores have been through the roof. And I think that with another year of experience, he's only gonna be stronger, smarter, and more determined.
I'm sorry, time out, but if we really wanted a stronger and smarter and just overall better version of this kid, we would have just got his brother Nehal.
Can't argue.
I mean, seriously.
All right. So I'm just spitballing here, but what about Pete Davidson, recent ex of Ariana Grande?
I'm sorry, do you mean Josh Faber? He's not nearly funny enough to be on SNL. And to that I say, thank you, next. As Dean of Admissions, I know who the brightest, most hardworking, most talented, present medical students are. And that is Ju Young Lee.
Yes, Lee. See, I ran into her outside, and she was asleep face down on a stone bench.
Don't we all need a break sometimes?
She's been there for 3 days. I mean, I actually took a hair sample from her to see if I could determine the genetic basis of her prodigious sleeping.
Well, what about that kid, Dorian Kaminsky? Anybody who has the balls to call the white coat insidious is a legend in my book.
No. Are you guys kidding me? Have you guys forgotten why we're here? Dorian is too soft, okay? If we want to make a strong team, we have to have people with real drive. Have you guys seen Allie's performance in class lately? Her question asking stats are 20% above any other students. That has got to give her an edge.
No, no, no. Allie belongs on Jeopardy, not on my M1 team. I've got my sights set squarely on James, Jimmy, Jimstagram, Westgate. That sharp feature, that cold exterior, that raw athleticism reminds me of another young stud. His name, Eric Nielsen.
I'm sorry, Jimmy Webster? I could never hear a word that he was trying to say. What about that girl, Rachel Bass?
Bass? She thinks she's so Cal. More like so lame.
Okay. You know what? Why don't we just go with Dan or Chris?
Wait, hold on. There's a lot of those there. You know, you got Dan Fox, right? You got Daniel Sasson. You got Dan Grislow. You got what's that other kid? You got Daniel Radcliffe. You know, it's a lot of people. And on the Chris's, you know, you've got Chris Yang. You've got Chris Song. You got who's that kid? Christopher Columbus. You know, it's a lot of people. I don't know who you're talking about.
I'd rather get lower than converse with any of those punks.
True.
The Dans and Chris's of the new M1 class are just the new Brads and Chads at Feinberg.
No, I think if anyone's a Brad and Chad of the first year class, it would definitely be Jack Hildenbrand or Rio Riopel. Originally, I had them as first round draft picks, but after reviewing their recent stats and recent chill to pull ratios, it's very clear that they both peaked in high school.
That's enough. Well, I agree. I think we need to, as my pledge son Charles Darwin once said, broaden our horizons. I just wish there was a way to find a student that embodied everything it means to be on the Feinberg compass, a way to use our cutting-edge research to create a perfect medical student.
Oh my God, are you serious?
To remind you of the implications of growing a human specimen in a laboratory.
Not today, Todd. I have been waiting since I graduated medical school 100 years ago so I could perform this genetic testing experiment, okay? Justice and beneficence and non-maleficence and whatever the fourth one was are not going to stop me today. Okay, and I know the perfect researcher for the job. Who'd that be? Not you.
Where's my gloves?
Boo.
Ethics sucks.